Welcome back to Perkins Pipes. Been waiting a long time to do this episode. I want to talk about one of my favorite places to hike while at a different favorite place to hike. And it seemed like the appropriate pipe to bring out was this wonderful handcrafted pipe from the Catholic Pipe Company. Caleb did this for me. It's got my book logo on it. The Golden Waffle Principle, Finding Meaning in Teaching. So I love this pipe so much, but especially because of the rough-hewn look, seemed only appropriate for talking about a somewhat rougher place to hike. So let's get this guy lit. Let's get to talking. Now, gotta tell you, I'm standing at the top of a tower here at Clifty Falls State Park in southeastern Indiana. You know that we love this place so much. You're gonna pause. I'm gonna pause this for just a moment. I'm gonna have to turn a little bit because we got really too much wind even for me to get my lighter going. So we'll keep it recording, but then I have to kind of edit that out. So you know I love Clifty. And you can see over my shoulder here some of the really just gorgeous terrain at Clifty Falls State Park. And the park I want to talk about, though, is a national park, Grand Tetons. Several years ago, my family and another family, we vacationed together. And we went out to the Tetons. And I loved Zion National Park when we hiked it a couple of years prior. Love the Grand Canyon, but I have to say I think the Grand Tetons were my favorite of the national parks. So I'm going to talk a little bit about that as I hike part of Trail 1 here at Clifty Falls State Park in Indiana. Along the way, I'll bring up some pictures of the Tetons, the famous Jenny Lake, and some other really great shots from the Tetons as well. So I'm going to keep this pipe going as I get to going on this hike. One of the things I like about Clifty Falls, and we are going to be talking about the Tetons here, but one of the things I like about Clifty, and you can just see it, the gorgeous woods. We're here in the end of December, and it's unseasonably warm. It's about 52 today. Unseasonably warm. We've been out here when there's been snow and ice through all of this, but I really do love a good wooded terrain. What I think what I like the most is a rocky terrain, and we have a wonderful state park called Turkey Run here in Indiana. That's more on the western side of the state. At some point I may do an episode over there. But that's what I love so much about the Tetons. The Tetons, now that was rocky. I mean, Tetons are mountains. And so we were climbing. No, it's not. You didn't need rock climbing gear. It wasn't that. But we did have hiking staffs, and we hiked quite a distance up. So what we did, we started off, we took the ferry across Jenny Lake. And we'll definitely bring up a picture here now. Jenny Lake. Absolutely gorgeous body of water, and we ferried across. You could have ferried back. What we chose to do was ferry across, hike up into the Tetons, then hike back down, and then hike back around Jenny Lake to where we had started. Like I say, we could have ferried across and ferried back. We only ferried in the one direction. And oh my goodness, it was just stunning, and the climb was amazing. And of course the views, and we'll show you some shots here of some of the views from up at the top. So we'll talk about this a little bit more as I go down the path. One of the things you'll notice on this particular part of Trail 1, this is a little bit rockier, it's a little bit steeper, and got a lot of tree roots and so forth. And it is a more rugged terrain. And that is really what I like so much about the Tetons. Here's what I liked about Zion as well. What I like about the rocky terrain is that it is always a challenge. It's always something interesting in terms of where to put your feet. Now, again, this particular trail right here, as you can see, I have to navigate that as well. I have to decide where to put my feet in kind of these tree roots and these rocks a little bit here. It's a little bit mossy. It's a little bit damp. The leaves are a little bit slick. Nothing very treacherous, but still, you got to think about it a little bit. But for the most part, in a wooded hike, you really don't have that as much. All right, the paths are meandering and they're beautiful. Sometimes uphill and down, but not really such that you have to think about your foot placement the way that you seem to do more in a rocky hike. And that's what I just love about the Tetons. It was challenging, certainly going uphill, up into the mountains was challenging. I mean, you feel it. It's cardiovascular, baby. And you certainly feel that. And I enjoy that. I enjoy that feeling. I'm not out to race. I'm not running up the mountain. Some people like to do that. That's part of their workout regimen, perhaps. Well, that's fine. That's just not what I do. It's not what the people I like to hike with. I mentioned this other family, and certainly our own family. We're slow hikers. We like to enjoy what we see and everything what you see at a long distance in the horizon to what you see in the little details at your feet and right around you. So, yeah, that's what I love about the Tetons. I highly recommend if you've never hiked the Tetons before, check it out. Grand Tetons, you will love it. And of course, you know I love right here at Clifty Falls State Park in southeast Indiana. Folks, as Malcolm Guite likes to say, I do these little things in order at last to do nothing. I'm going to give you the Latin, but I'm going to add one other thing after it this time. Parva ut tandem nihil agam. And the last thing I want to say is, I'm ending this video because I just want to hike. Have a wonderful day.